Hello, my name is Daniel Yuck. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you, your time, and your support. In today's video, I'm going to share with you how I go about setting up a coil tattoo machine. Should you have any questions at all, I encourage you to drop a comment down below. I'll do my best to assist you in the best possible direction. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and ring that bell for me, as I will be bringing more videos like this for you. This is what we are going to need. We are going to need a coil machine, doesn't matter if it's a liner or a shader. We are also going to need a grip. It doesn't matter if it's a plastic grip or a steel grip like this one. We will be needing a barred needle. This demonstration I will be using a standard 5-round liner. We'll also be needing a tip tube. For this demonstration I will be using this one right here that's for the 5-round liner. It's important to note that the tip tube has to match the barred needle that we are using. If they don't match, then we're going to get a lot of needle wobble within the tube itself, which is going to make it next to impossible for us to, as the artist, to produce any sort of clean, solid, consistent, saturated results. Just to confirm, the tip tube has to match the size of the barred needle. We are also going to need a foot pedal, a Y-shaped clip cord, and a power supply. I also have some rubber bands on hand as well. The first thing that I'm going to do is set up my grip with the tip tube. So I'm going to get my grip. Your setup may be a little bit different. You may not have to do this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my tube here at a pretty good distance, like right around there. I don't want it too short, don't want it too long. From here, what I'm going to do is kind of repeat that, but with the tip tube. And this is what's going to house and hold the needle. I'm going to tighten it into place to prevent it from moving. So now I have the first part of the grip made. The next part, I'm going to go ahead and grab the needle, and then we're going to drop the needle in. There is a specific way that the barred needle is going to go, and that we have to be careful with and pay attention to each and every time we load a barred needle in. So for example, we're going to notice that the barred needle has a soldered point. You're going to notice that the needle, the bar itself sits on one point and the needle cluster themselves sits on another. So this is something that we have to load the same each and every time we load in a bar needle into our coil machine. So you can see right there, the bar is on top right there, clusters on the bottom of needles. This way the cluster of needles is on top, bars on the bottom. If you don't know which way it goes, a good way to reference would be to look at a needle cartridge if you have one available. If not, then you can just simply reference this video right here. So if we pay attention to this cartridge right here, you'll see that the needle cluster is sitting on bottom while the bar is sitting on the top. So we're going to load this bar in the exact same way. Another thing is, I'm going to make sure that my bar is on top, cluster of needles is on the bottom, and I'm going to hold it that way by this side. I'm going to give my needle just a very, very slight bend, like so. From here, I can go ahead and grab my my grip, and then drive the needles in there. I'm gonna guide the needles all the way in, as you can see, like so. That part you want to be very, very careful with. You want to make sure that we get them through clean, nice and easy each and every time without interrupting the needle tips there. And then from here, I can place the grip into the machine. So I'm going to loosen up this part of the machine. And then from here, I'm going to place this through like so, guide the tube here, and then from here I'm going to grab this part of the needle and then place it over. The easiest way to do this would be to bring the needle this way and then from the side, as you saw, bring it from the side and on over. And then from here, what I'm going to do is I want to make sure that I hold this bar down. This bar needs to be held down so that I can kind of set my tube distance and my depth here. So I'm going to hold the bar down right here, and then I'm going to look at the tip of my needle right here, and I'm going to pay attention to that. I may have to adjust a couple of times here, but you get the idea. That's how I'm going to go about setting my needle depth. This is where we are at right now. The next step is to plug in my pedal here. So I'm going to plug in my pedal to my power supply. I have my power supply plugged into my power outlet. I'm going to take my pedal, plug it into the left right here. As you can see, there's really no clear indication. So I'm going to plug in my pedal on the left, my machine on the right. I have it set to 5 volts right now. From here, I'm going to get my clip cord and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to plug it into the power supply, and then we're going to plug it into the tattoo machine, and we should be ready to run it and give it a test run. And then there we can finalize our needle depth. You can see that right here on the coil, there is a little hole there, as well as right here. That's where this clip cord goes. So if I place this right here, and then this little area or this little prong on that side, now it has a current, and I can press the pedal and you can see that the machine is now working. You can see I have a pre-rolled rectangle here of a couple of sheets, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the clip cord, and then I'm going to begin to kind of build this grip up. I'm pulling it firmly, not too tight, and I'm also not leaving it loose. I want a firm wrap so that way when I wrap the adhesive, it's nice and clean. I also want to be mindful of where that needle tip is so that way I don't poke myself here. So here is the adhesive wrap. I'm going to do the same thing. It's okay if it comes undone a little bit there, as we are going to go back over it with the wrap. So I'm basically going to get all of that in there and then bring it around while continuously pulling it. I want a nice firm wrapping around the grip, as you see me doing. In order to do that, I have to apply pressure when I pull the grip. So you can see now I have a grip that's in place, it's not going anywhere, and I can begin to tattoo. As I mentioned earlier, I have some rubber bands right here. How I'm going to install them on the machine is I would start by removing my clip cord. I'm going to run a rubber band right here around the machine, just giving it a small light tug on the needle to help stabilize it. I'm going to get the rubber band, get the machine, place it right here, wrap it around, and then just drop it on the needle bar just like that. From here I can get to tattooing, or I can go the extra mile and attempt to wrap this sort of machine. What I would personally use to attempt to wrap a coil would be a piece of barrier film. Now, not often we'll see a coil machine, wrapped. Typically, if we do, we'll see it with a bigger bag that has a sort of spacing between the moving components. For me, what I would do is simply get a barrier film, place it on one side like this, and then bring it around this way like that. And then down here, kind of just connect it right here, and then the same thing over here. Then create this over here, and then now I have a sort of barrier, and I don't really have too much stress or any at all on the internal moving component, as you see right there. That internal component is free to move. I also have access to plug in my clip cord. So I feel like this is a good way to go about wrapping a coil. It's the clip cord back in, and I'm good to go. I really feel like the coil that we are wrapping is really going to determine if we are able to even wrap it at all. As you can see, the majority of this coil machine is wrapped, and this is going to now be a low risk machine here. Now, if we look right here at these inner components, the film isn't touching them. The machine is able to freely maneuver and do its thing within the film here. So I do have a barrier around my machine, and this is a good way, and I feel an effective way to go about doing this here in case we do need to wrap our machine. I'm not sure if this is going to be applicable to every single coil, but for the one that I'm using for this demonstration, which is from Dragonhawk, I am able to do this. That'll be it for this video. If you have any questions at all, I encourage you to drop a comment down below. I'm going to do my absolute best to assist you in the best possible direction. I will be leaving my Amazon affiliate links and other affiliate links for you down in the description below to the gear featured in this video in case you want to check it out on your end. Before you go, please don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell for me, as I will be bringing more videos like this for you. I appreciate you, your time, and your support. Thank you very much. You have a great day.